Starting. 1 minute to spare. Hello and welcome to the Toonami Squad podcast sessions. We are live once again. How's it going, everybody? I am your host, Eric Casey, also known as eRockstar5 on Twitter. How's it going?
I am Joshua Matthew, creator and founder of Toonami Squad, also known as JMB, aka The Boss. You can find me on Twitter at JMB_70056.
I am Sam. I'm one of the writers for Toonami Squad.
I'm the other Sam. I'm the graphic designer for Toonami Squad. You can find me on Twitter at Samster299.
I'm Phantom. I promise I would talk more. So you can put the gun down now.
No.
All right.
Son of a bitch!
We did it! Well, pay up, suckers.
Who was that? Who
Guilty.
You did that on purpose. I know you did, Phantom.
I can't.
Oh my God.
I can't say I did it on purpose when it was set for 10 o'clock every day.
It's somehow you always found a way to screw it up.
We did it.
This is amazing.
All right.
Oh.
Somebody finish the intro.
All right. I'm Steven. Follow me at SRS05 to help with social media.
And I don't know.
I think Gundam is
Gundam.
trying to.
I think Gundam has some audio issues.
You there, Gundam?
I'm Gundam Bakugo 9 on Twitter. I'm a writer for reviews, and also have a YouTube channel. And I write occasional articles for the Toonami Squad website.
Baboosh. We did it. Woo!
We botched it,
It's botched again.
but it was glorious.
Well, yeah, we botched another intro as per tradition. So we hope you enjoy that. And welcome to episode 27. We have a bunch of topics for you. To start off, we'll be talking about the teaser that was that aired during the Teen Titans Go to the Movies movie, the post-credit scene. Then we'll talk about
spoiler.
Yeah. There's also One Punch Man, I believe, returning to the block.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Toonami,
one.
the broadcast expanding further
Question
to
mark.
make room for Attack on Titan and
Question mark.
My Hero Academia, the movie. So let's open it up with Teen Titans Season 6.
That's
What do we
Not
think?
happening.
Go ahead, Sam.
Not
One.
happening. What?
Not happening.
Why is that?
Because they do it all the time. They always tease the original, and then it's just made for a joke to piss off all the original fans. I mean, wasn't there like one episode where it was like entirely like them reacting to like their old selves?
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
then just
I think
one-
there's a couple episodes actually that kind of have
They've
that.
done that like a few times. I think there was an episode where they literally took re-existing footage and kind of dubbed over it, kind
Yeah.
of like a Space Ghost Coast to Coast type of fashion, which is kind of clever.
We also had footage from the Teen Titan Tokyo movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've done this before, but I don't know. Like DC is pretty weird right now. A lot of things are getting greenlit for some bizarre goddamn reason. There's a
It's
Swamp
Netflix.
Thing series coming out on that DC Universe thing. Like, who the hell was asking for that?
Nobody.
And
So
you know
you tell-
what? I will always say this: never say never. You know, if people want it, I always say this much: if you want to see more of the same that you liked, support it anyway. The Blu-ray for season 1 is out. I think there are Blu-rays for all the seasons now.
I think so too. Yeah.
So support it, buy the Blu-rays, buy merchandise, show your support in any way, shape, or form. You never know what may happen.
Well-
It's always a possibility.
Well, having said that though, by supporting the official release of it and everything, I'm kind of conflicted about it. More like I'm actually one of those that are optimistic and believe it is coming back. And I actually saw Teen Titans Go today, and I saw the post credit scene and everything, and they're like, we may have found a way to come back, and I think they're basically implying that they may have found a way to come back, and I think that is true. They are in the works of trying to bring it back. However, though, the
If they
marketing
really wanted to
behind,
bring it back, they would have done it a long time ago.
well,
Well,
not
right now,
necessarily.
all right
It's like,
now, DC is kind of in a very different period than when they were back in the early 2000s. Because right
yeah,
now, their
a
main
desperate
focus is
period.
on their live action shit.
Mhm.
And most of their animated stuff has been pretty much direct to DVD. So it's possible. I will never discount the idea
They're
that a
desperate.
new season or movie or whatever comes out from Teen Titans. But for right now, I think DC is perfectly fine with it just being Teen Titans Go, Young Justice, this new Harley Quinn series, and that's it for their television lineup. For
Mhm.
animated TV series, and they're content with just having it be direct to DVD movies.
Switching
But
up.
I'm like I said, I'm not discounting anything until it happens.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, I won't be surprised or shocked. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
What kind of pisses me off though, or what's been pissing me off about it, is how like DC has kind of, even I don't know who told the actors to say it, but like as Teen Titans Go to the movies was
It,
on the verge of coming out, the voice
I
actors were
won't.
coming out saying, "Hey, if you watch Teen Titans Go, you could show enough support for the original Teen Titans to be revived." And
No,
I
they're
don't
we even
going.
believe.
talked about
They're
this on a
going
previous
like
Yeah,
podcast, and
I
it's
think
like
we talked
that's not
about
how that
this.
works.
Yeah,
no, they're
no.
going like the
Since those are
original will come back if the movie gets enough like views or whatever, and like and it's like, oh no, it's not a joke. We were told this and all that. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just a stunt to get people to watch the movie.
Yeah,
And
that's
well,
exactly
I
why.
mean,
And
like,
that's why I've been
yeah.
saying it's been pissing me off, because they're exploiting the original Teen Titans fans to support their new thing that they're doing with Teen Titans. And and to top it all off, I find it weird that the voice actors say that, and then when you go see the movie, they have that post credit scene at the end anyway. It's like, why didn't the voice actors say something along the lines of, go see Teen Titans Go and stay till the end. You'll get a nice surprise, you original Teen Titans fans. That would
I
have caused so
mean,
much more of a buzz.
sometimes contracts with how voice direction works is kind of weird.
No,
Sometimes,
I get that, but they still sort of implied it when they
well,
said,
yeah, but
go see the movie to support the original Teen Titans, and that's just a complete lie. That's not how that works. They're talking about two different license brands pretty much, even though they share the same name. I
they're
think they
part of
should
the
have just said,
versus
go
kind of.
stay till the end, and you'll get a nice surprise at the end, instead of what they said.
Oh yeah,
Because
I
and they
agree.
were going like, it's not Paul. We were told this and blah blah blah.
yeah,
by like by freaking the writers or something. I forgot who.
because that's the main thing that's been frustrating me about DC, is that they're just trying to exploit their fans in such, especially with the Teen Titans stuff, with the new movie. They, like I said, that they were just being so exploitative over it, and it just, that's why it kind of pisses me off that they're bringing it back now after all this time as well. Because we've been begging for it for such a long time. They know it's one of those most requested shows,
And
and they
it's
constantly
not that
made
they
fun
don't.
of you for it. I mean, you can interpret it in two different ways. I think it's like a mix of both, where like the episode that Sam 2 was mentioning, where it focused on the original Teen Titans a little bit. You can interpret that episode as like a big middle finger from DC to the fans, or Teen Titans Go poking fun at it, just to
But
keep
there
it
have
in the
been other
conversation. You know
episodes
what I
where
mean?
I remember like this one episode where it was like I don't know, they had this kid, like I don't watch it, I just see these clips online. Like they had this kid in their face and like it was like, what What Teen Titans do you like? You say you like the Teen Titans or the Teen Titans movie? And he had a
Mhm.
poster for Go and then a poster for the original and all that. Like, and he was like, "Yeah, people hate us." It was like, "Oh yeah, totally, people hate us and all
Yeah,
that."
Mhm.
Like,
I remember
they
seeing
do,
that clip. That actually made me laugh.
they do a lot of self-aware "we suck" jokes.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, that's just basically the general consensus online. I
Yeah.
mean, even if you look back at the original Teen Titans, people weren't really happy about it because
Mhm.
to DC fans, they rewrote a lot of characters and they
Yeah.
kind of toned it down a lot from the comics.
Yeah, and also the anime inspired style that Teen Titans had as well.
Yeah,
I still say in my weird brain that I still consider it as part of canon to the Bruce Timm series, even though it's not.
yeah, they've even like said like this isn't a part of the DC animated universe.
Yeah.
It's its own thing. It's a separate universe. I mean, it's fine.
Hmm.
I am
I
hearing an echo, by the way.
uh, I
Well,
find it kind of interesting too that because like the Teen Titans Go movie, pretty much the main plot, if you can call it a plot in the movie, is that the Teen Titans are losers compared to the other heroes. Which
They are sidekicks after all, so that's not
that's
surprising.
exactly it. That is exactly it.
That's actually a clever way to write a film, actually,
Yeah.
because when you think about it, there's just superhero movies and not sidekick movies, because
Like,
who wants to
yeah,
watch a movie on a sidekick?
you can't deny that Teen Titans Go for all the bullshit that it does. It is a very cleverly written show. It's a good comedy show, I would say as well. It's like I said though, it's just DC's exploitation of like of the fans and just holding the original Teen Titans hostage.
I mean,
Ah,
this is also something that I also want to talk about because I feel
mhm.
like a newer generation has just been reintroduced to the Teen Titans because not only has this new series brought interest to reigniting Teen
Mhm.
Titans, the original, but CN did re-air the original again. So you never know how
yeah,
many
I like
of
Yeah,
the
that.
no,
newer
that is
generation
true.
has been introduced to this.
Mhm.
So
Well,
the
yeah.
DC might be thinking, well, a new generation might be interested in this, and if we bring it back, then the older generation will watch alongside.
Well,
We
well,
see
that
when
that
CN airs something, they don't want people to see. They'll put it like in
Well,
the
it did
early
air in early
the
mornings, but
early
it did air in
stuff.
prime time. It did air multiple times throughout the day alongside Teen Titans Go.
Mhm.
Like it was like a part of the CN lineup for a little while.
Yeah. And with that being said, though, too, and I think that's a good segue. Uh, that because Phantom actually shared a video in our chat a couple days ago regarding Teen Titans, and the guy talked about how like if Teen Titans season 6 happens, which network should it come back on? Should
It
it
Yeah,
come
won't
that's
come
back on
my
back
theory.
Cartoon
on any
Network or Adult
network because
Swim?
it'll go
It'll
to their
most
DC
likely be
streaming
on
service.
Okay,
NBC.
well, you guys beat me to the punch here because in the video he mostly talked about Cartoon Network and Adult Swim, and from what I've seen when it was trending on Twitter and everything, everyone was talking about like, oh, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. No one was ever talking about the streaming service, and I'm
Right.
like,
It's gonna be on the streaming service.
Yeah.
it most likely is, and in my
Well,
opinion, I would think that would be a bad decision. I think.
I agree.
I
I
don't
agree.
know
I
because
agree.
if the streaming service takes off, like who the fuck cares?
Do you think the DC streaming service is going to take off though?
Uh,
Mm,
you're asking somebody who's placed the bets and the wrong cards, so you don't know.
I mean,
I'm
that's
going to
fair,
say this
but
much about the DC Universe streaming service. For the price that they are asking, I am not compelled to get one, but if you are a huge DC fan, people may buy it. I mean, there is a lot of good reasons to get that service. Not only
yeah,
do you have access to all the television series, you have access to all the movies, comics.
hmm,
It's literally meant for DC fans specifically. So if you
yeah.
love DC, that service is perfect for you.
I will agree with you, and I pre-ordered it. I'm going to review it for the Toonami squad and everything.
nice.
But
I'm broke as hell, so I'm not getting another streaming service.
I mean that's fair.
yeah.
But the
Like
thing is though,
why can't everything be on either Netflix or Hulu. Why do people have
Because companies like Warner Brothers want to capitalize on the idea of streaming on their own platform, create
And-
their own
yeah.
ecosystem. I mean, it's like saying, like, why
They
the hell
control-
isn't everything on Crunchyroll? It's like, why would you? That creates a monopoly, and nobody wants monopoly. Competition is good.
Mhm.
I won't
Absolutely.
lie and say
I
that the
like to play
convenience
Monopoly.
is kind of annoying because now streaming services are probably going to move to being another cable thing where
Yeah.
literally if you want to watch everything, you have to get the subscription to that service.
And all that money just flows in. It's just a constant revenue stream, and that's the other benefit to it too.
Yeah.
Every people paying for it monthly, or yearly, whatever. It's constantly coming.
Yeah.
So there's that. But the thing is, though, yeah, no, Sam, I completely agree with you that the DC Universe streaming service for a hardcore DC fan, it seems like it's worth the while. But the thing is, like, part of that is kind of like how the video game industry is, where you got to have like some exclusives to draw people in as well.
And they do.
They do, but I'm not buying it for Titans. I'll tell you that.
I mean, most people who are subscribing to this thing are subscribing for Young Justice. I'm kind of curious about the Harley Quinn series.
Yeah, I am too.
And if there are more animated series coming down the pipeline, like shit, I may consider it at some point down the line whenever money's not an issue, but it is right now. So
it's in the DC for it to like focus on a specific thing like the DC cinematic, the DC universe as a whole. I don't know, because like I'm not with DC's kind of like bad rep right now, and I don't know if people are gonna throw the money at the DC streaming service and it's going to be as successful.
Well, I think
as
the bad
DC
rep
hopes.
mainly comes from like
the Zack Snyder
their
movies. I know.
stupid fucking Zack Snyder films.
I know, but even
but when you think about it, like
even with Teen Titans to an extent as well, like I said, how exploitative they have been with the Teen Titans brand, with Teen Titans Go to the movies specifically. They've I don't know. There's just some. It's the best way I could describe it is that they're coming across as desperate, and that's the main thing. They are just so desperate for a big hit of something equal to what Marvel's doing.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the problem is, DC really wants to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe in terms of the film universe, but for right now, their TV stuff is fine. I heard The Flash is good. I hear there's a lot of great DC live action series, and
that's mostly like on the CW. Like they have their own freaking like universe over there, like Flash, Arrow, Gotham,
yeah,
and those are decent shows.
I just think most people are kind of burnt out on the whole dark cinematic universe, because really, when you think about it, a dark cinematic universe for all those DC characters don't really make sense.
I disagree with that, because I actually believe that DC is darker than the Marvel.
I mean, like in terms of storylines, it's great.
Storylines.
I think there are some great dark storylines. Don't get me wrong, but I do think that there is an inherent difference when you think about it in some ways, because when I think like when I'm talking about dark, I'm not talking like story. I'm talking about like production and everything.
Yeah.
Like when you look at like Zack Snyder's fucking terrible movies from the DC cinematic universe, they're all dark. They don't have any color in them.
Yep. No, I agree 100%. That definitely adds to the negative side of it, because like I talk about this all the time with like my friends and stuff when we talk about DC, is that like Christopher Nolan's style can work for Superman. It's just Superman has got to be the beacon of light through that dark.
Not like brooding emo kid.
Right, exactly. Like he's the beacon of light, and Zack Snyder's take on him is, oh, saving the world is such a bore. Like, oh my god.
That is not Superman.
Exactly. It was such a burden for Superman to save the world.
I mean, my thing is like the Dark Knight trilogy was a great trilogy because the writers understood Batman.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
far, nobody in the DC cinematic universe gets any of the DC characters except Wonder Woman. But
Mhm.
that's probably because they got a
And
woman director
Shazam.
to be on board.
Yeah, at least.
Probably. Well, and the thing is though too, just make the comparison from Batman the animated series to Superman the animated series, and just look how drastic. Even though those shows are being made by the same guys, look how drastically different the
Oh
tones
yeah,
were.
like Dark
Like that's a prime
Batman was like a
example.
bunch of it's dark scenery, but it was
Yep.
it had its own charm to it though.
Yeah.
Whereas Superman's very bright, very
Mm-hmm.
colorful, has this vibrant palette,
Mm-hmm.
but it does evoke that character very well, despite the fact that there are some dark storylines with
Yep.
both.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we may have gotten off topic.
Yeah, we totally have. But I want to talk about DC because
It's
DC
sort of related.
is better than Marvel.
Somebody posted in the chat. What you guys talking about the Teen Titans Go movie?
I have not seen it, although I kind of somewhat plan to see it.
I have not seen it yet. I may see it.
Neither have
I saw it for Teen Titans Go, just in general. I thought it's not, I'm not gonna say it's a good movie because I don't think it's a good movie, but I thought it was cute, it was charming, it was funny. I got a lot of chuckles out of it. I thought it was really well written too. Like I said, just the exploitative and desperation stuff, kind of made me come from like a biased perspective where I'm just kind of like, I hate this, even though I am enjoying this kind of. You know what I mean? I'll just be honest with you. But looking at it regarding the desperation stuff, it's for little kids. It's a fun time, I'll say. Yeah.
And closing this out, it's like if it's happening, cool. If it's not, that's whatever.
It's not
exactly.
I think it's gonna happen. I'm on that
Someday.
board. I'm hoping that it's happening, and like I said, I just hope it happens because they're so late on this. This should have been done like years ago.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right.
Long overdue.
Well, let's. I think
we're in a hero talking mood because returning to Toonami, starting
I never got
August.
to say what I wanted to say.
How dare you?
What do you want to say,
Well,
man?
Dare you?
I never got to say what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Say it now.
So regarding the season 6, you guys kind of maybe rethink what I was originally thinking, but basically what I was thinking was if there is it's either gonna be thinking there was gonna be either the last season 6 to finish the series off or a movie to finish it off because I wasn't sure if there was gonna actually keep doing new seasons because I was kind of thinking it'd probably be kind of crazy to have 3 different versions of a series going on at the same time. Teen Titans Go, the live action Teen Titans, and then the original Teen Titans.
Well, there might be a little clause where there might be different universes.
Well, that and also it also depends on like where if it does get revived, whether it be a movie or a TV show or a new season. I mean, it depends on where it drops. Like if it drops on Adult Swim, because like the guy that in Phantom's video said like if it drops in Adult Swim, will they turn it into like what they did with Samurai Jack and everything? And I'm like, they won't turn it into like a Samurai Jack thing where they'll take it into keeping like the original feel of it there, but going with a darker tone with it. I think Teen Titans season 6 is going to get made and it's going to stick with the original elements. It's not going to change. It's just Cartoon Network makes sense because DC would probably want that show to be experienced to as many people as possible in prime time, but Cartoon Network doesn't really get shows like that really anymore.
Also, I just want to throw this out there for people listening. I have been in contact with a few people at Warner Brothers trying to see if I can get any details about it, and nothing officially concrete has been said yet, but if we do hear something back, we will let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Do not contact and bother Jason DeMarco with this. He has no control, nothing to do with Teen Titans. So don't bother the man with it because I know people were aggravating with it a few months back, and I don't want people to start that up again.
We'll find out hopefully in about 2 or 3 years, I would say.
2 to 3 years pass. Where is it?
Yeah.
Building.
But like at the end of the day, though, I truly believe that if it does come back and I feel bad for saying this, but it probably will drop on the streaming service. I would prefer it to drop on Toonami, but it's most likely going to drop on the streaming service and not on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just wishful thinking.
I don't know because
Yeah.
of Teen Titans though being on Cartoon Network if it could even air on Adult Swim. I'm not sure how that would work.
I mean, it's
Well-
been on Toonami, but
Well, that's what I was saying. Like Cartoon Network is in a different place than it was back then. They're more focused on a much younger audience than what Adult Swim Toonami focuses on.
don't
That's
you
what
mean
I'm
by
saying. That's what I'm
providing
saying.
trashy animation with decent animation?
Well, here's the
Not
thing.
even that. Like Cartoon Network now is a lot more like Nicktoons, I would say nowadays. And
Here's the
Adult Swim Toonami is more like classic Cartoon Network in a lot of ways.
I get that,
Just grown up.
but here's the thing. A while back, Jason DeMarco said basically if anything's airing on Cartoon Network, it can't air Adult Swim at the same time, and vice versa. So with Teen Titans Go airing on Cartoon Network, I know it's not exactly the same thing, but I'm still not sure if that would allow the original Teen Titans to actually air on Adult Swim or not.
It shouldn't cause a problem because like I was saying how like if you go see the movie you're supporting season 6 and how that doesn't work. They're technically two different license or properties. They
Okay.
just share the same name. It's kind of like just it's another thing of it. It's not the thing of it. If well I like you guys said that the original Teen Titans aired on Cartoon Network a couple of years back. I don't know what the contract with that has expired or anything, because if that's the case, then Adult Swim may not be able to get to it because Cartoon Network owns it, technically.
Oh, wasn't that
If that's the
same
case.
Samurai Jack show? Samurai Jack was on Cartoon
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Sam.
Like, wasn't that the same thing with Samurai Jack? Like, it was a Cartoon Network show, and then it went to Adult Swim, like, and it came back.
But it wasn't airing at the same time basically a show can't air on both networks at the same
Yeah,
time.
because originally Jack was rerunning on Boomerang, and then Boomerang pulled it, and then they were like, "Hey, can we rerun this?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Okay. Huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're
basically,
technically-
like literally, they
yeah.
don't want crossover,
Yeah.
and that makes sense because you don't want a kid who's like 5 to 7 to 10 years old going to Adult Swim and looking at
Yep.
I don't know fucking
Rick-
Squidbillies at like
Or Rick
10
and Morty.
p.m.
After Teen Titans.
I can't say King of the Hill because that's not there anymore.
Well, Adult Swim's smart. When Adult Swim like starts, they give like some of the more like easier like shows first, and then like later on the night they give the more hardcore stuff.
Well, yeah, because they have to abide by standards and practices.
Yeah.
They can't air hardcore shit at like
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Can you imagine them just starting out with like an episode of Hellsing Ultimate? Like, oh,
Yeah.
at like 8 p.m. and be like, well, here's our lineup. Here you
See,
go,
I know that
kiddos.
Does anyone remember this show like that was on Nick at Night? That was like one of those claymation shows.
Yes, I remember that show. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, and one of the reasons it got pulled was because they were literally giving that at 8 o'clock, right when Nick would transition to Nick at Night. Like you see an episode of SpongeBob one half hour, and then the next day
labeled.
you see like this adult show with like a million sex jokes and murder and all that like on the next.
I think it was rated like TV 14. It's not really a drastic change.
Not a drastic change, but like it was enough to make parents. So.
I think it got pulled mainly for low ratings past
Also,
that.
Mm.
Like, I think they literally burned off episodes at that point.
Well, does anybody have any closing thoughts? Any other closing thoughts for Teen Titans Season 6?
Yeah.
It's happening.
Okay.
Hope it's good.
Well, there you have it. That was Teen Titans, the Teen Titans topic. And like we said, we hope it comes back. And as we mentioned before, since we're in the hero spirit, One Punch Man is returning to the block.
Basically,
Hooray.
all our topics are here related.
I
think.
want season 2 already.
Yeah, same here.
Maybe 2019.
Yep. No, I'm
Supposedly.
happy that One Punch Man's coming back. I was kind of worried that they may not be able to re-air it or.
Well, I mean,
something.
it's popped up on the stream once in a while.
Well, here's the thing. TV rights and streaming rights are completely different. So I want to say each contract is different. But from what I understand, for the most part, when Toonami acquires a show, they acquire the TV rights for like an airing and then just have streaming rights for it. They have made exceptions in the past, like with Kill la Kill, Attack on Titan, One Punch Man, Parasite, where they've literally like paid like, yeah, we'll air it again.
Mhm.
So they probably had to reacquire TV rights because maybe they still had TV rights. I'm not 100% sure since I don't work for Adult Swim. But my best guess is that they literally went to Viz and be like, hey, can we reacquire this show for like cheap? I'm sure Viz was like very like adamant, like, sure, why not?
I mean, I don't know if there's much to discuss because it's just
It's
back
just back.
coming back.
It's just
Well,
a
I'll just
rerun.
say
It's back.
I'll just say this. I know there are people out there saying, well, since they're bringing season 1 back, that means after season 1 ends, season 2 is going to premiere. Well, no, that's not going to happen.
Not-
yeah, it's not
Good luck
happening.
with that.
2019.
We
Not
Season 2
necessarily.
isn't coming out
Yeah.
this year, by the way.
They say this year, but we haven't gotten. like,
It's not coming out this year. That's been confirmed.
Yeah, next year, 2019.
Like I said, next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everybody started
They
talking over
said-
each other.
They're probably doing it as like a refresher leading into the next year when it
Which-
because it probably is
it's-
coming soon.
It's not coming in the winter season.
Yeah, no,
It's
coming
probably
soon.
not in the spring season either. If it doesn't show up by next year, we got another Attack on Titan where they're literally like, yeah, we're gonna wait.
Mhm.
We're twiddling our thumbs. We're waiting. The hype train's still going strong for the show, right? Right?
It seems like it. It's it's
One
top
Punch
of
Man.
Crunchyroll at least with the subbed episodes from what I've seen.
One Punch Man season 2 is just like Attack on Titan season 2. Like you're waiting so long
Mm-hmm.
and friggin' like please. And then they do it.
Yeah.
Didn't they say it was coming in 2018?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they
well-
ever revealed if it was coming out this year or not. I think they literally just said a season 2 is happening, but no like complete word on it. Like this was back in 2016 where they're like, a season 2 is on its way. Look forward to it.
But
Viz Media has the rights for season 2.
yeah, and they said that it was coming 2018.
I'm sure that was somebody in PR not really thinking.
Should we move on?
That's fine by me. I have nothing else to say. I mean, One Punch Man's coming in, and that kind of leads into
Don't
the
you mean
next
it's
topic.
punching in?
Somebody kick him.
Ah.
Somebody kick him.
we have a podcast to do. I can't. We're already committed to it.
Damn it. Well, let's move on because this
I
kind of goes
believe in
into the next
disciplinary
topic.
action, but not during the podcast.
Hey, do we
Yeah.
want to go to? Do we want to keep with the hero trend and go to My Hero Academia and then do Toonami
No,
expanding?
I'm sick
or
and tired of talking of heroes. Let's go to Rami.
Oh, my, disappointed, Sam.
Sam's mad.
No.
Sam, you're not feeling very heroic right now. What's the deal?
I'm
what's
feeling,
Sam?
Sam
Sam
won.
won, obviously. Sam number 1.
It was
Number
it
2.
was a joke.
Sam Uno.
World.
The leader of the Sam's Club.
The Sam's next door.
Welcome to Sam's Club. My soul is crushing because you guys are buying in bulk.
Well, anyway, Toonami's
Well,
expanding once again for
But-
Possibly.
That's not confirmed.
Yes, it is because nothing's ending, and basically August 18th they have to Titan in.
Okay, if they expand, can they at least expand in the end, like another half hour in the end? Not
Well,
deal.
rumor
I
has
feel-
it is that it's expanding into the earlier hours.
because
So once again, Toonami's going earlier instead of later.
because
So 10 o'clock, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yes.
One of the reasons it was easy for me to catch it back then because when they started at like 12, like I caught it at like 12, like it was a guarantee I'd probably be home at 12. If they start at 10, that's just gonna kill me because then I'd probably still, be out and crap, especially since I work and all that. Like
Mhm.
that's what make me miss more.
But here's the thing, though. Have you seen Dragon Ball Super yet? Are you all caught up with the show?
Yeah, I'm caught up with the show, but like I like to watch the dub too. I like to compare and contrast.
That's fair. That's fair. Because I was gonna
And
say, like, because like I've
and
already
I-
seen all of it, so I just like get home and I do kind of miss a little
and
bit.
I
Of being like,
haven't
okay.
seen My Hero Academia, so the run on Toonami is new for me. Now, fully progressive. Now, thank God I watched it all already, so I don't have to worry about catching that. Pop Team Epic is somewhat of a maybe because literally, like, it's 15 minutes, so like they'll just play the female part first and then the male part, so I'll literally be seeing the same thing, only the difference in voices. It's a guarantee I get home like freaking or like 12ish. I at least will try to make it there before JoJo because, especially in this current part of JoJo with them fighting Dio, I want to see those, Dio episodes.
Yeah.
And come on, the world.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I hear you.
I don't know.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point it's pretty much confirmed. Like I think sometime this week or next week they'll fully announce that yes, we are expanding the block to earlier hours or whatever the case may be. But I'm with you. Like I work on Saturday nights and I never catch Toonami on time. Well, I haven't really tried because I've lost interest in watching the block live, but I will see if I can make it back before Attack on Titan season 3 begins because I
same.
like Attack on Titan.
Mhm.
But past that, I'm not really missing much. Like if they go earlier, that's cool. They're entering into an early hour where prime time is like literally
Prime time.
that's some like an impossibility like 5-6 years ago.
Mhm. And now they're itching ever closer. Supposedly.
Yeah. Supposedly, I don't know. I think
And
right
during
now
the-
10 o'clock
yeah.
is it's a good sweet spot to stop.
Yeah.
If you go any earlier, please do not. Please do not. Just don't.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I find it ironic that like, wasn't it originally like back then like 12 to like 6 or something?
Mm-hmm.
And
It was
Yeah.
6.5
that was
hours at one time.
wait, what?
It was 6.5
Like
hours at one.
Wait, how many hours?
6.5.
6.5.
6.5. And like, how much is it now?
It is going to be 6 hours. Well, currently it's 5.5 hours long. So you got 11 shows, and then with Titan coming, we now have 12 shows.
I find it really ironic that like it was cut to like 3.5, I think, and now it's kind of like ending up back to where it used to be.
Yeah.
Only airing earlier than it used to be, and
Yeah.
airing probably more premieres now because right now we have way more premieres than what we did back in like 2014.
Yeah. In other words, no worries that Toonami's dying anytime soon.
No.
Also, regarding the expansion, a couple of months back, actually, Jess Namargo actually hinted at expansion back when they was going to announce a show, but then couldn't due to legal reasons. He was also talking with all the people, and basically he said, if they need to, they can expand to add more shows.
But like,
I wonder if it was
didn't they
Boruto
already
they're talking
announce
about.
the show that was originally gonna come, like, instead of Dandy? Or not yet?
I'm just wondering if it was Boruto.
I don't know.
Like, has
Could have been
anyone
a lot of
asked-
shows.
Like, has
Yeah.
anyone ever asked him?
Or it
if
could have
he
been
is
part of those 3
about
acquisitions.
the one he was talking about?
Which one was he talking about?
No, I'm saying that, like, has anyone asked him, like, if any of these, really announced shows?
Oh,
Will
are the ones that he was talking about back then?
yeah,
Like
when he
the
said,
one weird show, the one that's like normal Toonami, and then one that's like
no.
I
He
think
said
literally he was talking about My Hero Academia, Pop Team Epic, and
yeah.
Boruto.
no. He
Yeah.
said that there was
And
supposed
then
to be,
Primal, whatever that's gonna be.
Well,
no,
hang on.
he said that there was supposed to be like an announcement, but like stuff happened, so instead they're just gonna re-air Space Dandy. Like they said that Space Dandy will be taking the place because another show was supposed to come, but like stuff happens. So right now, here's Space Dandy. Like there was supposed to be a show, like that was supposed to like come at
I
around the
think I
time
remember
Space.
that. Yeah, I think I remember what you were talking about, but I don't think any of the show like Pop Team Epic, Boruto. I think Pop Team Epic, My Hero, and
There might have been a possibility that My Hero Academia was supposed to come sometime before Gundam was supposed to end. But by the
Yeah.
time that they got it, Gundam was ending, and it was be like, okay, well, this is a Gundam's replacement then. Okay.
maybe because it could have been like another show too that just isn't ready yet. Maybe.
I don't know. I think
don't know
this year
either.
is pretty much set.
Oh yeah, hands down, definitely.
So pretty much this year we have only gotten 4 new show acquisitions. I'm not counting Fooly Cooly because that's an original.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we've only seen 4 show acquisitions in total this year, and that's it.
Mhm.
How much like do you usually see in a year?
Last year we saw a lot. Like a lot.
A lot.
Usually it's weird. It depends on their budget, what shows they can grab with it, and if people request it.
Mhm.
So I believe when in 2015 they acquired about 5 shows, I think, maybe 4 shows, 4 or 5 shows. I'm trying to remember because they got 2015 was Michigo and Hachin. Also, Parasite, Akame ga Kill, and Sword Art Online and Kill la Kill. So yeah, 5 shows that year, and then 2016 was Hunter x Hunter, Samurai Champloo, One Punch Man, Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans.
Well, maybe the reason why they have like a lot of long running shows now is because maybe they're trying to save up some funds for stuff coming down the pipe.
More
Maybe some
like they want
original content.
More like they want a consistent schedule, and literally, if they're going back to 6 hours, they don't want to deal with 6-hour time slots.
Right. Yeah.
So literally, this is the lineup. Like even I'm almost 100% betting with you right here and now. They're rerunning all of Fooly Cooly again.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're gonna try to use that as much as humanly possible.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
And they're going to keep it at the same
Just
time slot, and it's going to do poorly like normal, and then they're going to pull it
Just like-
and push it down to a lower time slot because they never learn from their past mistakes.
Just
Valid
like
point. Valid point.
And Attack on Titan.
No, but Attack on Titan was at least put in the rerun slot.
Not
the-
when season 1 was airing. Literally, they kept it on at 11:30.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty much after Jack's run ended, it was 11 p.m. And then we all know how both of those ended. They do not learn.
At all.
I understand why they kept Fooly Cooly on for like season 1 and season 2 because they want to generate hype for the new episodes. I get that, but why are you keeping it on once the season's over?
Mhm.
Which is what you plan on doing. And that's a totally different topic for another day, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I'm just thinking because like we were talking about before, like, well, with what like dropped at Comic-Con with all the revivals and everything, if the industry, if this action cartoon industry is going with this like revival, let's finish what we started like 10 years ago trend with Teen Titans, Young Justice, Clone Wars. The thing is though is the streaming service stuff, you know? Cuz like I could see if the streaming stuff didn't exist, I could see like Clone Wars maybe coming on the block just like
Well, no,
before.
Disney owns them.
It'd
So
probably
No,
air
I
on-
know, but I'm just saying like because the original Clone Wars aired on Toonami, maybe Toonami could be able to pull that out, but like I said, because of the streaming service, it's probably not going to happen.
right.
Yeah.
I think Toonami kind of has to pick up has to do like what the streaming service they kind of have to pick up a little bit of what the streaming services do and try to create more of their own original content.
Which is what they're doing. Literally, this is
Well,
Toonami's
what I mean
future.
is they need more of it, more than just Fooly Cooly. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sure they have. Jason DeMarco has pretty much confirmed. Yes, we have multiple originals in the work, which pretty much confirms the fact that this
Fair.
is their future. They are working with producers and content creators alike to continue creating new shit for the block to come in maybe once every so often.
Mhm.
Because let's just face it, Toonami cannot fight places like Netflix, Amazon, or Hulu for shows because they will lose because those streaming services have tons and tons of resources.
Yeah.
If they want an anime, they will pay out the ass for an anime.
Mm-hmm.
So literally the only way that they can actually like stay alive is other than curating a block that people will go to every week to. They also need to get shows that are compelling enough for the casual audience to keep watching while also bringing in new content so that it doesn't get totally stale.
Yeah.
And literally that's why original content is being made.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So right now,
Eric,
go ahead.
The only big
Yeah.
project that I knew.
well, you go ahead and finish. I don't want to interrupt you because I'm kind of going back to something that Eric had mentioned previously.
All right.
Okay.
Because we do know that Gendy Tartakovsky is working on a new small little thing for Adult Swim. And we do know that they're working more with Production IG, so there's likely more stuff down the pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever happens, happens. I mean, we'll probably know more details whenever they announce it on their Facebook, but for
Yeah.
right now, this is it.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Can we please get somebody on Titan back?
So, Eric, you had brought up the possibility of the new Clone Wars season coming to Toonami, right?
Well, not necessarily. I was saying like if the streaming service stuff didn't exist, then very
No.
low, very unlikely,
No.
but a maybe. I
No,
don't think it will.
This
now.
is not. This is wouldn't let that happen anyway because Jason already tried getting the Tron animated series for Toonami and Disney wouldn't go for it.
The thing is though, they're not even using it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense for them not to let Toonami use that show. I mean, they're just overly protective of their IP, I'm sure.
Well, it's that's just the nature of the beast. EA does the same thing. Cartoon Network does the same thing. Do I have to say my list? Megas XLR, Symbionic Titan, Thundercats, 20 whatever, You know, like all these companies fucking do it. I sent a question to DeMarco today actually for because a couple years ago, well, another show, uh, Kids Next Door, a couple years back, the original creator put out a pilot on YouTube for the Galactic Kids Next Door, which is kind of like a sequel series.
but Cartoon Network don't want it though.
I know. So I kind of I kind of sent a question to DeMarco and sent him the link to it to see if maybe Adult Swim Toonami would pick it up. Maybe.
Very,
Just an
very,
idea.
very unlikely.
But
Unlikely.
it's just probably, but I just figured I'd throw it out there because that's another show that I would love to see the release. You know, the whole show release on DVD that they'll never do because of legal bullshit for some reason. That's why they showed like a lot of the first two seasons way back when all the time because of legal stuff.
What show are you talking about, by the way?
Kids Next Door.
Kids Next Door.
I think they reran a few seasons past seasons 1 and 2 before.
I've seen a couple of the episodes past 1 and 2.
Yeah, because it's not legal reasons. They still have the show. It's still in their library.
No, they still have the show, but from what I heard though, part of the reason why they had because they released a DVD for season 1, I believe, and that was it pretty much.
Well, that's pretty much the case for like every Cartoon Network show ever. They release DVD doesn't sell well. People don't get the DVD. Nobody's interested. Pretty much digital only. Because God forbid I want a physical collection of everything.
Yeah, pretty much. But also, if you notice, like Cartoon Network did air like a lot of the early seasons a lot more than the later seasons, from what I've noticed back then.
This goes back to what I was saying earlier, though. The original Kids Next Door is still airing on Boomerang, so Adult Swim Toonami's not even going to be able to get.
Okay, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't Boomerang like the hub central for all the old Cartoon Network stuff, and now they give a bunch of...
Well, now they're dumping a lot in there.
Yeah.
I think they even dumped Teen Titans Go in there.
Yeah, they did. One of the things I never liked, though, was that I was actually one of the few people that watched the Sonic Boom TV show, and I actually pretty liked it. And then like second season comes along, only the first 3 episodes are on Cartoon Network, and then they just dump the rest on Boomerang, a channel I don't own. So I had to wait until after the whole thing was done to watch it on streaming.
Yeah.
I had a thought, but I'll come back to it.
And I already predict that same fate with that ugly looking Mega Man cartoon.
Gundam X in the chat. Speaking of My Hero Academia and Toonami expansion, what are everyone's thoughts on season 1 of My Hero Academia so far?
It's gotten really good, in my opinion.
It's hype.
Yeah.
Like it.
It's great.
I might catch the movie.
Steven spoke.
I forgot he was even here, to be honest.
I just had nothing to say so far.
I'm surprised you haven't said anything yet.
Yes. Same here.
Do
Well,
you have any thoughts?
My Hero Academia has been. Hunter x Hunter has been great. My Hero Hunter x Hunter. It's been pretty good so far. At least even with
too long.
I know, but even with at least the long running shows right now are starting to pick up a little bit, and there's some good stuff going on right now, at the very least.
So, Steven, you have any thoughts on the Toonami expanding?
Well, I find it interesting because I remember when Space Dating came, didn't they expand it to 11:30? I don't remember what happened.
They
cut it down. And it's interesting how now they're expanding again, but earlier.
Yeah.
And I sort of like it, to be honest. Rather earlier than later, because I am not.
I don't think that's a confirmation.
I am not staying past 4 a.m. No, I can't do that.
Wasn't one of their. I was like, I don't do 4 a.m.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think where it ends now is a good time to end it. But I do like that it is expanding and kind of getting closer to prime time. It'd be nice to get some of the casuals to stick around and watch the block. But that's the thing, though. I don't know if the long running shows will do it. I don't know. And it's hard for
Yeah, there's
them
a lot of long running shows. Dragon
to.
Ball, Hunter Shippuden, like
It's good at Dragon Ball starting out the whole thing though.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I know. Dragon Ball
no, they
does
had
its
Shippuden.
job.
Shippuden was the first long show.
So you
But
guys,
it's
so
just sort of a shame that they can't grab like a Teen Titans or Batman or something like that, you know? Just to
Warner
spruce it up a
Yeah,
bit and not be just strictly anime, you know?
Warner Brothers wants too much money.
right.
I know, but I'm just saying like
it's like,
it's just a
hey,
shame
Art
because
Attack
I think
has that.
part of that is what it had that's kind of what classic Toonami um I think that's part of why the classic Toonami was as successful as it was because it just had a really good rich mix of stuff of what you could find in the market, you know? And I mean to be fair, probably part of that is because the market has gotten really stagnant too. Um or not even yeah, it's gotten stagnant, but it's also these companies just trying to create their own infrastructure for their own properties. I I don't I don't know if I'm happy or scared of where the industry is going because, like I said, like it just seems like it's heading in this direction where it's going to be like you know everything's going to be exclusive to that certain party or company, you know, and I don't know if I trust the companies, these types of companies that much to control the whole infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's complicated. Business is complicated, guys. I
Okay.
don't like it.
So, do we have any other topics?
I
Uh,
actually remember what I wanted to say earlier regarding Kids Next Door and revivals.
Go ahead.
Uh, I feel like I feel like Cartoon Network's not taking advantage of this revival thing, but I feel like other networks like Nickelodeon has. Like
What do
they're
you mean by survival?
re- revive or bringing back shows.
Oh, okay.
Revival.
I said
Revival.
revivals.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but when
Okay.
they bring back a show, it's mostly like they're bringing it back for like kind of a special movie. Like mostly the canceled shows that never have an ending, bring it back for a movie to end it. Like Hey Arnold and Invader
Right.
Zim.
Like there's Hey Arnold, and then now you got Rocko's Modern Life.
I mean, I agree with you that Cartoon Network isn't taking advantage of it, and that's why I say they should take the risk on trying to like make the DVDs of some of their older shows and see if people would buy them because like they're not doing anything with them. They're just sitting on them. And like how you said that um they're not taking advantage of it. Well, I don't think they want to well, not attempt to take advantage of it. Jumble my words. The reason
You
why
see
is
how
because
you
it's too
can
high of a
set
risk,
on
really.
fire.
It's really just too high of a risk for them because they don't know if it's going to create the same amount of success as it was back then. You know what I mean? Because on top of that, Cartoon Network is just in a different, uh,
Structure.
well,
And
not even different structure. It's
In a different
marketing in a different direction than it was back then. Back then, they tried to get as much young adults and kids as possible during the Cartoon Network that we grew up with. Like
now
I said,
it's just
now it's more like a
children
Nicktoons
watch the app.
programming.
No, it's now just children, and for the love of God, don't watch this network. Use the app.
Yeah.
It's more about
yeah,
the app.
they're really marketing on watching the shows on the app.
Well, yeah, because that's the market now. That's where the market is heading. Like,
Although on a side note, was there any reboots from Nickelodeon or not reboots but revivals that you're excited for from Nick?
Invader Zim, and I would like a Danny Phantom revival.
who's
But
who's
that's
excited for the new Rugrats show, guys?
Mm.
supposed to be a CGI live action hybrid.
I'm just excited for Rocco.
Oh yeah, Rocco. I forgot about that. They said the
Oh,
recording.
they've been doing
What,
some
what are
stuff.
we even talking about?
Yeah. We're kind of getting off topic here.
Yeah.
Two,
Boss had something to say though.
Yeah, boss had something to say with the topic.
two things. First, Gundam said if everything does go streaming wise, then I'll eat my issue of Otaku USA magazine. Laugh out loud. So basically, it was a question. Did you guys
You're
season 3 is good?
cutting out.
Huh?
You're cutting out.
Is it
I said.
yeah, go
Do
ahead.
you guys have? Do you guys want to give any predictions on where Attack on Titan season 3 may air when the expansion happens?
Probably
11 p.m.
like I would see them
Yeah.
putting progressive
I'd
to 12.
I'd say maybe after progressive.
No.
Because
I don't know.
No, that's where
What-
Pop Team Epic is right now.
yeah, well,
It is not
one
gonna
of
fit
our
that high.
one of our viewers asks, I would love to see Attack on Titan get the Dragon Ball Super spot. What do you think?
No.
No,
They
no.
disagree with
Dragon
that
Ball
too.
Super just brings
Yeah.
in people.
Yeah, well, Attack on Titan brings in people too, but I
It's
think
Dragon Ball.
yeah, it's Dragon Ball. Nothing has and will. It seems like nothing can beat Dragon Ball ever.
Except
So they'll
Dragon
probably
Ball.
Precisely.
so they'll probably push Dragon Ball Super down to 10 p.m. My Hero Academia to 9:30.
I don't think that.
10:30. 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10:30.
I think
10:30. 10:30. My bad. 10:30.
I
Time
think it'd
zone.
be Dragon Ball Super, My Hero
Time
Academia, Attack on Titan, and then Pop Team Epic. I think that's how it's going to go down eventually.
No, because
I
Pretty
mean,
Cooley Alternative airs at 11:30. So literally, it's just
yeah.
gonna look pretty much the same. So let me say this: it'll be Dragon Ball Super at 10, My Hero Academia at 10:30,
Mhm.
Attack on Titan Season 3 at 11, Fooly Cooley at 11:30, Pop Team Epic at midnight, JoJo at 12:30. Hunter at 1, Black Clover 1:30, Shippuden 2, One Punch Man 2:30.
Why can't we just shove Black Clover down to 2 o'clock?
No, okay, I actually like Black Clover. Like, okay,
gonna lie,
I'm probably one of
it's
the
growing on
few
me.
that like it.
You people.
I don't know. I
actually
can only
like-
take up with Asta screaming so much. I'm kind of turned off by the show.
I mean, how much
Yeah.
of Black Clover is a long running show, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Black
Potentially
Clover.
going into a second year.
Yeah, Black Clover. I just enjoy it for what it is.
Like I would say if we didn't, I'm sorry, Black Clover fans, but it's pretty much, it's bad. I'm sorry. Like
I'm just not a fan of it.
I literally turn off. I start Chromecasting my Crunchyroll when Black Clover comes on. Like I don't even bother. Like
That's why
I don't want to put the whole blame on Black Clover, but like I think the block would do better if they dedicated the Black Clover spot for something else, honestly. I don't know.
What I think hurt Black Clover is like when it was first coming out, there was a lot of hype behind it, and it sort of failed to live up to expectations.
Yeah.
What, like
It kind of died off after people stopped talking about it. Like it's still popular, but define
Yeah.
popular.
Yeah.
Like
Dragon Ball Super
Crunchyroll
popular?
marketing.
Like it certainly has its niche audience, but it's definitely not like a massive market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like when it first came out, Crunchyroll was marketing it like crazy, and then they just stopped.
They're still marketing it. They're still promoting episodes coming out, but
Yeah, but not as heavily. Not as
it's
heavily.
not a generated hype train anymore. Like, yeah, I do see it sometimes trending in like number 1 or number 2 on Crunchyroll's type of thing, and that's cool and all, but it's like I don't hear anyone talk about it.
Yeah. It's just there.
It
Pretty
exists.
much.
It exists.
So,
It's there.
Thing.
so if you like it, it still exists, but
Power to
nobody's
you.
really excited about it. Even when it came
Yeah.
to the block, people were generally confused of why it was coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well,
So I'm
DeMarco said
curious
that, like,
as to why
he
they're
watched
swapping.
it and he liked it, and like doesn't matter what the rating say or what the news says or whatever.
So I'm
Yeah, go ahead, boss. I was gonna say.
so I'm curious as to why they're going to be swapping Cowboy Bebop and Lupin on the 11th.
No more Watanabe hour.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I don't know, probably because Bebop has been viewed like a million times.
And it has a
Well,
Blu-ray.
well, I mean, like here's the thing: a Cowboy Bebop beats Lupin like a lot.
Yeah.
So the reason they're probably doing this is probably because the Watanabe hour is no longer a thing.
Right.
Space Dandy's gone, so
That makes sense. That makes sense.
so might as well bump Lupin, the more recent show up, and swap out with Bebop. But it probably will still beat it because it's always has done better.
It's
Yeah.
Bebop.
Oh, good too.
It's a good show.
Not denying that.
I mean, it's a classic.
Do you ever think they're gonna give Part 5 Lupin on Toonami?
Who
Maybe.
knows?
Probably.
Eventually,
They
Although
could. I wouldn't mind it.
I'm actually excited to go see the Cowboy Bebop movie on the 16th.
Yeah, I want to see that too, but still, the closest theater is like 88 miles away.
yeah, I have that
I might
same
catch-
problem.
I might
You're
catch
seeing the
one of
dub or the
Actually,
sub?
remastered
dub.
Dragon Ball movies.
Although that was actually my first introduction to Cowboy Bebop was the movie.
That's pretty crazy. Wow.
I know. It is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I eventually just saw it randomly on Adult Swim, and I'm like, I like this show now.
Well, that's how everyone discovered Cowboy Bebop.
Anywho, let's get a move on.
Yeah.
I think that was all the topics we
Yeah.
have.
I think that's everything.
I
Let's
think
try
we'd
talking
rather
about
discuss My Hero
MHA movie?
Academia.
Oh, my
movie?
God,
Oh yeah, the movie.
They showed the theme for it,
the theme.
the theme
Yeah,
song.
The theme song.
Yeah, they showed the theme song and they showed some stuff of I find the movie kind of interesting because it seems like it may bounce around timelines. It seems like we'll see like a little bit of All Might's like prime years and leading into him being meeting up Midoriya and everything, which I find really interesting. I wonder if it's going to be about All Might, the whole movie.
I don't know.
Curious.
All I know is it's going to be
Um,
like any other shonen movie. It's not going to really mean much.
Yeah.
Is it like
It kind
canonical
of just looks like
to
the same
Bebop?
quality is my thing.
And if they
Is
put
it-
this movie way out of the way, I don't care. I am going. If they put it in Brooklyn again, I will go to Brooklyn because I
Yeah.
love this show.
Is it like canonical to the show, or is it like one of those like side story? Like,
Probably side stories.
Yeah, probably a side story.
where
It
it
kind
has
of
like
it kind of
no
seems
meaning
like an
behind
OVA movie.
No, oh yeah, no V, like an OVA.
An OVA, yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, it's gonna release September 20th
I mean, I guess
Fifth.
I gotta
at
let
Anime
it
Expo, but unfortunately, to-
cutting out again.
Yeah, you're cutting out again.
I said it's gonna air in theater September 25th, and I said it also world premiered at Anime Expo, but unfortunately, Bill wasn't able to go and see it.
I'd
Are you
have
able to
to
hear me?
I just hope it's not like extremely far from me.
Guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said, or you need me to repeat? Hello?
Repeat. I would say repeat it.
I said that My Hero Academia, Two Heroes, was gonna premiere September 25th in theaters. They already did a world premiere at Anime Expo. However, Bill was not able to go because there was so many people packed in there. They ran out
Wow.
of space.
Wow.
Not
I'll
surprised.
probably catch one of the showings if it's close to me. Cowboy Bebop is like freaking in another town.
Like I said before, if it's out of my way, like it usually is, this time I will go out of my way to see it.
Same here.
I mean, if there's
Yeah.
if there's a showing in like Tampa, I'd probably go there because I have relatives in Tampa.
Funimation, please just bring it to Central Jersey. Please. I don't want to go to New York City for this.
See, this is one of the problems of living in a small town. Is that nothing?
But New
happens.
York, you could be a new
No
man.
one ever thinks about these.
Hamilton reference.
Yes. Just you wait.
Shame on you people.
Fun confession, I have seen Hamilton.
I'm jealous.
It's amazing.
I'm sure it is.
The only anime movie I ever saw in theaters was a Resurrection F.
Same here.
Okay,
That actually came to where I was, and I was happy about that.
so they're
I
doing
went
the
to
English.
theater at the time it was playing.
They're doing
So
the
they're-
English.
They're doing the English dub on September 25th, 27th, and 29th, and the sub version on September 26th and October 2nd.
And you can check it out on Funimation's film website for your local listings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Same with the Cowboy Bebop movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
I keep checking the Cowboy Bebop thing, and it's
And of
still
course, stay tuned
freaking-
to Aniplex for Sword Art Online Infinity War.
Ah,
Well, is that I believe that is all the topics. Any closing thoughts, guys?
Let's see. Teen Titans Season 6 not happening.
do you have a question in the comments?
Oh, we do.
Well,
Yeah.
topic.
It's unrelated, I
you-
guess.
Okay.
Sorry.
Here is an unrelated question. If they made an American-made sequel series to Attack on Titan, would it be successful?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Considering they made a
I'm
live
gonna say no.
Titan movie, no.
See,
Yeah.
Oh, America didn't make a live action Attack on Titan movie.
Oh dear God, no.
Just
But-
look at
Attack on
Dragon
Titan.
Ball Evolution, Last
I was
Airbender.
an idiot enough to see the live action Death Note.
I watched that with my friend. It was so bad.
Oh my God.
I watched
was
it in
cute.
preparation for the podcast, and it was so funny.
It was so bad. It was so bad. As soon as it was
Terrible.
over, I binged the entire original series again.
I was on.
Just
Hang
to
out.
bleach my eyes from the terrible show I just saw.
Just wait for Bleach.
In other words, to answer your question, we Americans are still trying to figure that shit out.
Exactly.
If it's
I mean-
animated, I don't see a point since there's already an animated Attack on Titan. I could see maybe a movie, but they'd literally have to adapt it from the source material. And at
There
this
was-
point, the manga and anime adaptations are fine enough.
If there was actually a live adaptation of the Attack on Titan, like a movie, I did see it, and oh my God, was it bad?
It's
But wasn't
horrible.
it like Japan made and everything?
It
Yeah,
was.
that was, which doesn't make
was
sense
stupid
because
enough to
most
see
of the
it.
characters in the show are European. Why?
Like I was
And then
stupid
there
enough to
was
see
the-
that in theaters.
And then there was the live action Tokyo Ghoul, which everyone was saying was good.
Yeah.
How?
Didn't hear about that.
I actually have that on Blu-ray, the Attack on Titan live action movie.
The only
I want to
Blu-ray
buy the
I
Ghost
have
in the Shell
is Dragon
movie.
He had something else to get in the chat.
Okay. Ask away.
Watch the Ghost in the Shell movie. That was actually a somewhat faithful adaptation of.
It was actually an okay American-made adaptation. Not
Yeah.
perfect, not amazing, but okay.
Yeah, it was solid enough.
He said I mean an American animated made sequel series to Attack on Titan that is done in the same animation style of
Oh.
Toonami.
I don't
Yeah,
see a point.
Yeah,
I
I
answered
don't
that
think
question
so.
pretty much. Like, what would be the point?
Yeah,
It's already the anime.
That would be a Dragon Ball Evolution. Somewhat.
Not really, because
not
at least it
really.
would be animated. But it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, because you already got the anime. Like,
Yeah,
an American version of the animation.
doesn't make
If-
sense to me
Yeah.
because
if
ultimately,
anything-
It makes no sense.
Yeah, if anything, if anything,
I mean, get
make a
Bruce
new
Timm to work
thing.
on it and be like, okay, we'll see about this.
Directed by Zack Snyder.
Anything Bruce Timm touches is gold. Sometimes, most of the time.
But yeah, I don't see a point in making an American adaptation of Attack on
Of Attack
Titan
on Titan,
as an
yeah.
animated series since the anime exists. I
Yeah.
feel like America could do a much better job at making a live action movie than what Japan pulled out of their ass. But
And who's
you know,
gonna play live action?
Deep in the
Air-
nether realms of Japan, there's this Asperger called Attack on Titan.
but if they can, cool. I'm not holding my breath until I see it.
Now watch as Netflix makes a live adaptation of Attack on Titan turned into a movie.
Oh, and it'll be directed
Now
by the
watch 'em
same
do
guy
that.
who directed Death Note, and it'll still be garbage.
Exactly.
or they go the animated route and looks like the garbage Godzilla movie.
He said a continuation made by American writers from etc. like an animated version of The Walking Dead. He said no, a sequel series after the events of the show.
Oh,
Aren't there like spin-off mangas for that? Like,
There are.
Wasn't there like an Attack on Titan spin-off or something?
yeah, which was like
Yeah,
a
there
TV
is, there
version of
is.
Attack on Titan, but it was like a comedy. It wasn't really all
There's
that funny.
There's a few spin-off mangas of it.
Yeah, there's
Attack
plenty.
on High School.
is he kind of talking about kind of like what Cartoon Network did with GT, Dragon Ball GT, kind of like that? Is that what you're kind of going with?
I have no clue what they're
I
asking
have no
because
idea.
Huh?
I mean, I don't see it happening because
Yeah.
Japan makes a lot of money off of Attack on Titan, and if there is a sequel manga that takes place, Japan will likely adapt it and they will animate it in some shape or form. But that's like far down the pipeline. The manga isn't even completed yet, so
And the animation nowhere close.
nope.
So we're gonna have years and years and years of waiting for the new season. That's only gonna last like 1 to 2 months.
Yeah.
Years and
Well, thankfully this season's 2 cores, so it'll last a little longer than last season. So
goodness.
we'll be getting through a good chunk of this arc, but this arc's still pretty long. They're gonna have to really cut down a lot for 2 cores.
And I heard this one when shit hits the fan a little bit, right?
Yep.
Yep.
This is less Attack on Titan, more politics on Titan.
oh boy.
I'm actually okay with that. I actually find the politics in Attack on Titan interesting.
Oh yeah, I do too. I actually, I really enjoy Attack on Titan for all the flaws that it does have. But one thing that I will compliment greatly on is that I love the world that the creator has created, and I love everything about it. I love the designs of the characters. I love the world building of the world itself.
Yeah. I like their animation style. I watched what was it called? Iron Fortress of the Cabinari or something like that.
Kabanari of the Iron Fortress.
Yeah,
that
that
team.
Yeah.
I would say that would be a pretty good show to pick up and put on the Toonami block, I think, for a short runner.
Ha, that's never happening.
No.
I'm sure it's not, but I'm just saying, like, that's another quality good show, and it's made by the same guys. I really like that show. It was a fun ride.
He said no, an American-made sequel series to Attack on Titan made here in America. Here's an example of what I'm trying to say. Opening credits created by David Vanoff and DB Weiss.
Once again, dude, I have no clue what you're asking.
Yeah,
Me
me
neither.
either.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I don't know, but we should probably wrap up.
because there's not
Yeah.
there's not really a point of making like an American sequel to Attack on Titan when Attack on Titan's being made in Japan pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's already being done. There's
Right.
not really a point.
They were
I'm
trying to
sure
make
Japan's
they
fine with
get
selling
too.
rights for like film adaptations and the likes, but it's like that's pretty much it. Like
Yeah,
film adaptations.
they're gonna want the animated exclusive rights.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry about that, but I think that pretty much wraps everything up.
Very short podcast.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
yeah,
Except
that was a
we
good
fucked
time.
up the intro. You guys owe me money.
For what?
I
Since
told
when?
you we were gonna screw up this intro.
I
think-
signed no contract. I shake no hands.
Well,
I
we
think
had
you
a
were
boss.
a fan of rigging it. I think you were a fan of setting it up where.
How dare you?
Purposely,
How dare you, Phantom? You will get half.
exactly.
Well, we
Yeah,
had a botched outro.
Steven.
Let's have a botched outro, shall we?
Well,
Because-
we'll work out this frickin' frick between you guys after we're off. So
Every time you say it's gonna fuck up, Sam, Phantom fucks it up.
I swear, it's coincidental.
And-
Wink, wink.
and so we go into this latest fuck up with the outro, which is I am your host, Eric Casey, also known as Rockstar5 on Twitter.
I am Joshua Matthew, founder and creator of Toonami Squad, also known as JME, aka The Boss. You can find me on Twitter at JME_70056.
I'm Sam. I'm a writer for Toonami Squad.
I'm the other Sam. I'm the graphic designer for Toonami Squad. Find me on Twitter at Samster299.
I'm Phantom. You can find me on Twitter at Phantomstar64. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PhantomStarProductions. And I also stream, twitch.tv/PhantomStarProductions Gaming.
I'm Steven. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SStarso5.
Not Steven Universe, right?
Gundam Bakugo 9 on Twitter. You can follow me at Gundam Barbatos 9 Veterans on YouTube. Also stream on Twitch at Horn Kilma 92.
And I have
And
Blake Silver.
you can follow us on Twitter at Toonami Squad, Google Plus at Toonami Squad, Instagram at Toonami Squad, like us on Facebook, Toonami Squad, Tumblr. You can follow us there, Toonami Squad. You can also chat with us on the Toonami Squad Discord. We have the Toonami Squad store with our stuff on it. You can buy shirts, all kind of neat stuff. What else?
I might buy something.
You can like and rate and subscribe to us on iTunes, TuneIn, Player FM, and Stitcher Radio. And
Again.
what didn't you hear?
Mhm.
Well, the outro's been botched.
It
You
has
can
Great. You guys owe me more.
like,
Keep it coming.
subscribe and rate us on iTunes, Player FM, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio. I think that's and Google Play as well.
Hey, quick question. Is there progress happening for that interview?
Yeah.
It's been fixed. I'm gonna it's pretty much done. I just gotta upload and send it to him for him to take a look at it. So it's fine. Well, with that, this concludes this episode of the Toonami Squad podcast sessions. I hope you enjoyed it all. Thank you for the 6 viewers that came out and stayed with us for pretty consistently. We thank you very much for checking it out.
Hold on, one quick thing.
Mhm.
God damn it.
Well, I wasn't finished talking. Eric just jumped in
I didn't know. It sounded like you were done.
because somebody else was asking something. Anyway, next week is going to be our 3-year anniversary. So stay tuned for some stuff we'll have coming out wise in the coming weeks.
Silver doesn't care.
Oh.
Might care a little bit.
And now I'm done.
I do.
Okay, cool.
Anything else?
It's gonna
No, I'm
be
done.
good.
And with that, that concludes the podcast.
And with that, this concludes this episode of the podcast sessions. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, thank you guys for checking us out. The 4 viewers are still sticking with us. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch you guys next time.
And we do it for viewers like you. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Adios,
somebody-
guys.
Later.
Later.